So that happened. All right, Shefty, here we go again. What happens now? The big question around the National Football League is what happens now between the Browns and OBJ?
Well, Baker Mayfield himself said it. If he's back, we'll work through it. Because there is a question about whether he'll be back in Cleveland at all. He was sent home yesterday, told to stay away from the facility. Not there today, to the best of my knowledge, again. And you wonder if and when he will be back at all as the front office and Odell Beckham Jr. continue to try to find a solution to this particular issue that clearly has put his football future in Cleveland in major jeopardy right now. And so those sides are trying to figure out exactly what to do, but I think it's fair to say he's not expected to play this weekend. It's fair to wonder if he's ever going to play in Cleveland again, and we'll let the front office and Odell Beckham Jr. figure out what direction they both decide to go next.
And you see it on your screen. It's a critical game. They play a monster game this weekend at Cincinnati, a huge divisional game. Quickly, Shefty, because I think a lot of fans would be wondering, what does him not playing for them again look like? Does that mean cutting him? Does that mean, as the Eagles once did with T.O., sending him home and saying you're not part of the team anymore, but you're not releasing him? What would him no longer playing for them look like?
Well, that's the question, right? They could hold him on the roster and then attempt to try to trade him during the offseason. Don't believe that that's possible or likely. I think the more likely scenario is that they wind up releasing him. The question is when. When do they sift through that? When do they wind up releasing him? So they're trying to see if there's a solution somewhere in between. Hard to see one right now, but they're trying to figure that out. But ultimately, I believe, this will wind up in Cleveland releasing him at some point, and the question is when.
And if he does get released, he will have to clear waivers, and then, in theory, he becomes a free agent, and we see what happens. All right, Lewis, we'll start with you. What is your perspective on this?
Look, if I'm Andrew Berry, the general manager of the Cleveland Browns, I'm looking for the right time to go ahead and move on from this. Look, I have kids. I mean, we all have children who have probably played youth sports, all right? And as a parent, when they haven't always been happy about how things are going, I mean, I've never decided to go, hey, like for my daughter on her soccer team, decided to say, hey, look, here's all these situations where, I'm going to post them on social media about why she should be getting more touches as an offensive player and maybe she should be given more shots on goal. I mean, I just kind of let her and her coach figure that out and work through that because that's how really sports are supposed to work. These are professionals, man. I mean, this is the NFL, the National Football League. And in the organizations that I've grown up, well, let's just say the organization that really had the most, tangible impact on me, which was in Cleveland when I was there with Bill Belichick, I couldn't even imagine there being a situation, although there wasn't social media back at that time, where someone from the outside would get involved with my status with the football team and Bill being okay with that in the first place. I mean, it's just not the way you run an organization. And as a professional, look, I know parents could become very emotional about their own children and all, and to each his own. But this is professional sports, man. It's professional freaking sports. And if you're Andrew Berry, you cut ties with this and you move on. And I have been a big supporter of Odell Beckham. I have always been someone who has been very, very respectful of this young man's talent, his personality, his flamboyance, his individuality. But when it gets to a situation like this, if you're a team builder and you're a chief decision maker, there's no way you can allow this to fester. There's just no way, especially considering last year, you guys were better when he wasn't there. Yep. Because the offense was more organic and was more natural. There's no way you can let this fester at this point. You have to move on and move on immediately. What else is there to think about? The trade deadline's passed. What else is there to think about?
Yeah.
Move on.
We're going to explode in the studio. Bart, go.
The professionalism has to go both ways, Lewis. It has to go both ways. Why are they in their feelings about something that somebody parents said, right? Are we holding people accountable for what their family members say? Like we talk about all the time.
It's not, but Bart, it's not
Baker
just
Mayfield
about,
wife tweets all day long.
The parent angle. It's not just about the parent angle, Bart. Look, that's just kind of the icing on the cake for me. This isn't about the parent angle. It's not working. It's simply not working.
No, I understand.
Okay,
I understand that. They should have got rid of him then.
Cut him and Baker. Cut them both.
So, I want to make sure I'm clear with what you're saying, Bart. You're saying you don't have the same level of issue with Odell in this that everyone else does?
It's his father. How can you hold somebody accountable for what their family member does? We've heard
it's LeBron James also. It's
LeBron James. That's
a friend. Who's LeBron James? He's the most famous person in the world.
LeBron James shouldn't affect what you do as an organization. You're not supposed to be in your feelings. This ain't something personal. This business. Either he can help you or he can't. Now, you should either cut him or trade him with what you were going to do before. Because, listen, what I'm saying is you're making a personal decision based on what's going on the field. Odell Beckham been doing things. How childish is it? If you're sending him home, you can't repair it.
Right. Let me get D. Wood in here. I feel like he's going to jump over the desk. Go ahead, D. Wood.
Let me say this real quick. You think it's a coincidence that Odell Beckham Jr.'s father
on
deadline day,
okay,
splices together this video of Odell Beckham and all these plays that he's, that he's open, whatever. First of all,
it's a flawed plan.
Listen, the fact that you don't think Odell Beckham Jr. didn't have anything to do with that, you think this was just by happenstance, just his dad just doing all this by himself. Yeah. Or LeBron James, free OBJ, all of this happening on the trade deadline.
If you were trying to get traded, you do that a week before so they can try and work out a deal and find somebody. You don't blow it up.
All of this stuff happened on the day, a trade deadline day. That is not a coincidence. And here's also what I'll say about Odell Beckham Jr. Okay, we sit up here and we talk about. I think here's a problem I have with this whole Odell Beckham Jr. thing. When was the last time he was good?
Yeah.
When was the last time Odell Beckham Jr.? Everybody keeps. You know what it is? You know what the problem is? The problem is everybody defaults back to when Odell Beckham Jr. was with the New York Giants, and the whole one-handed highlight catch and all that stuff. Since then, Odell Beckham Jr. has been hurt. And unproductive.
Well, let him go.
Hurt and unproductive.
He ain't got no guaranteed money.
Right now, he's living off of reputation. Period. He's living off reputation
then
right
let
now.
him go. Let him go. I bet you if you give him a above average quarterback, I bet you he'll be Odell Beckham. Guess what? We had this same.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.